What's up, everyone? I am back with another go at the newest Arena Cube, which I have been enjoying a lot more than some of the previous iterations, and I've heard similar feedback from a lot of other drafters across the internet. I'm finally getting to wind down from running Steel City Cube this past weekend over in Pittsburgh. I had a fantastic time. I think a lot of the players did too. But I am exhausted. So I'm going to do just a quick little arena draft. And hopefully soon enough I will get back into the swing of things on Draftmancer and Moto. So if you're hoping for more cool and weird cubes, they're coming soon. But for now, I am trying to relax just a little bit. Anyway, let's hop right in. Boy, do I love Liliana the Last Hope. This is a cool card. It is probably much weaker in this format than it normally is because there aren't as many 1 toughness creatures. And I'm thinking that the best pick is probably something along the lines of Agent of Treachery or Infernal Grasp. Zealous Conscript is also exciting, and it also pulls red entirely out of this pack. That card can do some messed up things. Steal a Planeswalker and ult it, stuff like that. Or just attack your opponent for lethal. Maybe it would be smart to try and cut red here. Definitely an interesting pick. Maybe I will go with Agent of Treachery. It's just super high impact, easy 2 for 1, incredibly powerful if you blink it, obviously. Alright, let's do it. Highest impact cards are what we want here. Alright, I changed my mind. We're going to go red. We are going to try and cut red out of this pack and draft the Zealous. Alright, maybe we can go full aggro here. Zealous Conscript, Rabbit Battery. Let's give it a go. Mono red aggro in Arena Cube? Maybe. Red black. Rankle is of course another creature with haste. We didn't quite make it into our red black aggro deck last time. We ended up pretty slow and pretty jundy. There's also this Obliterating Bolt, which has got to be pretty good removal in this format. I also think the Eternal Wanderer is very powerful here. I'm going to try to keep the curve lower than we did last time. Even though black is maybe starting to dry up here, we'll see what happens. Ooh, Bitterblossom. Okay, Bitterblossom strikes me as very powerful in this format, and maybe a good sign that black is open. Red seems wide open. Rekindling Phoenix, Lutri. We might have accidentally done the reverse hook and cut here. The cut and hook, I guess. Hive of the Eye Tyrant is pretty free. It goes right into the mana base. And it's a pretty powerful attacker here. Graveyard interaction is important. It's got menace. It's hard to block. I'm going to grab it. Haunted Ridge. It is going to enter tapped in a lot of cases, but it does fix us for both of our colors. Let's give it a go. And Lord Skitter. Yeah, black is feeling pretty open here. Not that Lord Skitter is a crazy powerful card or anything, but it does make those tokens, and if we can find a way to sacrifice them, then that might be good too, or a way to pump them. Skeletons and zombies you control get +1/+1 and menace. Yeah, this card is also pretty messed up. I think I'm going to take the fixing. 5 drops are going to be pretty replaceable in this format, I think. In fact, there's 2 perfectly good 5 drops in this pack alone. Okay, white is clearly very, very open. I wonder if we can swerve a little bit here. Settle the Wreckage is a pretty powerful effect. But I don't know if any of these cards are really worth swerving for. Maybe Igonjo? I don't know. None of them excite me. Let's grab the Spellbinder just in case, actually. in the interest of keeping the curve low, I think an evasive 3-drop is potentially very good. I still don't really have a handle on how fast this format is. Gonna grab the Lightning Strike. Investigate for each opponent who lost life this turn, and it makes spirits when you crack clues. Okay, maybe fine. We'll see. We got everything back. Okay, I don't know why the Lutri is still in this pack. I'm going to draft it. I don't think we're playing any of these cards. And I don't think we're playing either of these cards either, but we'll take the Magma Opus just in case. Falconwrath Aristocrat and Atali. I am going to take the Aristocrat here. It's hasty, it's evasive. Our plan is kill our opponent before they can cast an Atali, basically. Copter is also really powerful here. I like that we can sack our tokens to the Aristocrat. It's also a better top deck than Smuggler's Copter. Seasoned Pyromancer, alright. Is it too late to swerve right into the Uro deck? Almost certainly. Wait, what on earth do you draft over Uro? Shatterskull Smashing and Bonehorde Dracosaur are both pretty enticing. I'm going to take the Smashing. We'll play that as a land. I think maybe one of the issues with aggro in this format is that the 1-drops aren't very good, at least of what I've seen so far. I don't know how big the cube is. Now, Crucius is just bonkers. Definitely going to play this card. I think it would be more than possible to support a vintage cube style aggro deck based on the cards that are available on Arena. I don't know if, for example, Ragavan is in the cube or something like that. But having seen cards like Grief and Fury and Solitude, I don't think Ragavan would necessarily be out of place here. Strangle is probably fine, but not that good. We do have a couple of white cards we're hoping to play, so none of this fixing really helps us there. I'll take the Strangle. It's fine. Ooh, Chandra is an interesting curve topper here, but so is Gix's Command. I'm going to take the Chandra. Flames versus Vran. I think we want Vran here. We have a good amount of token generation. It's also a 2-drop. Slots nicely into our curve. And frankly, we're probably going to get the other one back anyway. Flare of Malice versus Woe Strider versus... What does this card do? Oh, interesting. I'm just going to take the Harvester. It's more aggressive. Tribal Flames might not make the cut, but wow, the Uro went really all the way around the table. That is incredible. Priest might make the cut. Depends on how Aristocrats we get. A couple more token makers and we might be able to play that card. We should probably sideboard it for now. This is definitely shaping up to look more like what I was trying to do with my last Arena Cube deck. We ended up more mid-rangey and more green than I was anticipating in that deck, but now we are much faster and much more Aristocrats focused so far. I don't know if this Chandra is actually going to make the final cut, but we'll see. It is pretty expensive. Okay, Siege Gang, pretty good. Dragon Skull Summit, cut down. Or we could splash for the Bloodbraid. We don't have anything to fetch. Oh, we do have a Blood Crypt. Maybe we should take this Verdant. See if we can wheel the Bloodbraid. Okay, sold. Gutterbones, Pylon, what is this? Oh, this is in that cycle of whenever you cast your second non-creature spell. Yeah, they made one of these for each Mox, but they make a Mox that's off color. So it's a 3/3 for 3 with Prowess that can make a Mox. I don't know if that actually goes in our deck. We could consider splashing for Chariot here. We already picked up that Verdant Catacombs. I think that might be the best pick for us. That card is just so strong. Here's Shieldred. Magda is a really powerful 2-drop. Rockfall Veil can help splash for the Chariot. Maybe we'll do that. And there's also Rakdos. Let's take the Veil. Raucous Theater can be fetched with our Verdant Catacombs, which is pretty good. This is a removal spell that kills small things. And this is the land that rewards you for losing the die roll. So weird. I'm going to take this removal spell. Homicide Investigator. We learned last draft this does not trigger when a token dies, unfortunately. I think it's still worth having more 2-drops in what is ostensibly an aggro deck. Oh, here's the Chandra we had last time. This one makes hasty 1/1s, which is pretty cool. I also like the idea of Urabrask's Forge. It scales a little bit better. Chandra's gonna make 1/1s every time. Let's try the Forge. I haven't played much with this card. Oh, Goblin Bombardment. That feels late for this card to me, but I think this card is really messed up. Now if we can find the, what is that skeleton called that they put in OTJ that you get back when you make a crime? That card is deeply messed up with Goblin Bombardment. I'm gonna take this Raptor. It's, it indeed says haste on it. I'd like to draft 3-drops at this point, I think. Oh, Bloodbraid Elf, though. Can we cast it? Probably. Maybe we'll take the Soul Cauldron. Yeah, okay. Oh, this one cycles. Let's put this as a 2. And it'll be potentially top end. Rakdos is probably too expensive for our current game plan. Our curve is really wonky right now. I need something to do on turn 3. Maybe we'll get that Chandra back. I feel like people aren't actually that high on that card. Okay, Parlor does not get fetched by our fetch land. Nope. Okay. We might have to do some weird splashing. Let's see what our fixing looks like. So we've got the Hive here. We can, I think, play Priest of Forgotten Gods at this point. Companion the Lutri. And I'm not so sure about the Chandra here. This can be a 2-drop. We have, let's see. I'm gonna play this and this and this. And this, yeah, Bauble can go in a land slot, in my opinion. So that leaves us with, let's see, we have to play at least one basic forest for our Verdant Catacombs. We have 2 green spells that we're thinking about trying to cast. If we had a red fetch land, I would probably play the Elegant Parlor and the Tribal Flames. But we don't. So what I'm going to do is cut 1 forest. And that will leave us with 5, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 lands. I think I want to go down to 17. We've got 2 5-drops. We have a 6-drop that can cycle. Are 2 green sources enough for this Chariot and this Bloodbraid Elf? Probably not. So I'm going to keep in one of these forests. And I'm more worried about red than black here. Our triple black spell is not really a triple black spell. We've got a good amount of double red spells, plus this Lutri that we're going to have access to every single game. Okay, I think the green splash is loose here, but we don't have a lot of ways to get rid of the Chandra if we draw her and then can't cast her. It's pretty much just Crucius and Blood Tithe Harvester. We do always have something to do with our mana in the early game if we do draw the Chandra, though, in the form of Lutri. So that's kind of cool. Maybe we should just get rid of this green splash. What are we going to play? Oh, I forgot about the Hive. Okay. What would we play over Bloodbraid Elf? Because the Tribal Flames is not very good if we don't have that forest in our deck. We could play 18 lands with the Chandra. And we cut Elf and Chariot. And then we go back up a swamp. And that would be 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 lands, but one of them is Shatter Skull Smashing. Okay, I think I like this build better. I don't think the Chariot is worth ruining our mana for. Alright, let's give it a go. Oh, I left a basic forest in there. Let's not give that a go. Get these out of here. Okay, there we go. Now, do we want to play... Yeah. We do want the Catacombs, regardless. Catacombs gets Theater. Okay, that's better. 3rd time's the charm on successfully building a mana base that makes sense. It's the Teferi Mirror Match. Okay, we got 2 lands for our Priest and our Homicide Investigator, but no red source. I think this is good enough. We're on the draw. I'm going to keep it. Alright, opponent has gone down to 5. That's a good sign, since we have 8 cards in our hand. It's not only the Teferi Mirror Match, but it is also the red-black mirror match, which is kind of funny, because Teferi, obviously, blue-white. Thoughtseize. I wonder what is important to them here. They took the Strangle. They want to keep the Bronco, so I guess they have removal spell here? Yeah, okay. They took 2 from Jadar. I am going to have to find a way to deal with this Bronco. or I'm going to be in trouble. Mountain is definitely a good first step. Okay. I think I'm going to discard the crocodile because I was going to cycle it anyway, and this one is just kind of free. And I would like a lesser mana cost card since I do not have any greater mana cost cards. There's the Jadar. I wonder if I should block here. They've drawn 2 cards off of it. I'm worried about the card advantage, but I get my own card advantage from Crucius. I think I'm going to block. Crucius is a stronger card than Caustic Bronco, but they've got 2 cards in hand, I've got 4. It's just letting them catch up. Okay. So we can go Priest plus Bombardment, probably. Or we can attack with our Falconwrath Aristocrat. I like finding a spot to get this Bombardment onto the battlefield. I am unfortunately going to get priority a lot, but it is what it is. Bobble. So Phoenix is going to come in and get me for 2. I'm going to take another 2 from the zombie. I had Goblin Bombardment and Jadar in my deck in a recent Paper Cube draft, and boy is that messed up. Rampaging Raptor is a pretty good draw. Am I winning the race now? I think so. Because I also have this Haste Flyer here. Thinking about attacking with the Priest as well. Their blocks are bad. So even through removal spell, Aristocrat is lethal here. They can block it with the Phoenix if they want. Ooh, okay. So this card does not kill any of my stuff. They can use it to buy back a Caustic Bronco if they want. It's pretty powerful. No, they want to shrink my Raptor. Alright, they've got 4 lands, so that is not close to doing anything right now. I'm going to take my 2 damage. Haunted Ridge is going to come in untapped. I'll attack opponent. I have the mana to pump the Rampaging Raptor. So if they block like this, I can give this 4 power. Yeah, we'll order blockers like this. So this is a double block. I can just give this 4 power and then put the rest face, and then they die. Target you, sack a creature. Target you, sack a creature. Good game. All right, we're 1-0. Let's hop into the next one. All right, we're on the play, and this hand looks pretty good. We've got the battery, we've got the skitter. We can dig for a 2-drop with our Mishra's Bauble. Gonna pay that 2 life and crack in. Get you for 1, bauble you. I am gonna bauble. Oh, I have to set a stop to do that. Alright, whatever. Bauble you. Gilded Goose with their Scalding Tarn. I did find a 2-drop. 2 2-drops. This comes in untapped if I have 2 or more other lands. We'll go with the Priest. Keep committing to the board here. I guess they shuffled the Goose away, huh? So I didn't actually learn anything from the bubble, but that's fine. Alright, what is this? Some alchemy card. Oh. Weird. Okay. Sometimes draws you cards. Alright, well, we're gonna go with... We can Haunted Ridge now. That'll come in untapped. And we can Skitter. I wonder if we should sack the battery and the rat token. I guess we can do that whenever we want. Yeah, that's fine. Make a rat. Exile your thing. And we'll just pass here. I'd rather sack 2 rats to the priest, given the option. But I think if they go to remove the priest, I'll probably sack the battery. This thing only makes mana for creatures. Okay, here's the blue collector that makes a Mox Emerald. That's cool. It's got the Saboteur ability, and it can also become a 4/4 if you use the Mox Emerald mana. Tapped land here. Do I want to bombardment down the Emerald Collector? Or do I want to get the card advantage off of the priest? I don't know. Bombardment is really good here. I think I'm going to put the battery on the Lord Skitter. And I think I'm going to kill the collector before blocks. So we will go to combat. I'm going to exile that land. And then how can I make sure that I get to activate this before blocks? I'm not sure. I'm just going to kind of hope that it gives me priority. It did. Oops. All right, looking good. I could unattach the rabbit battery, but I don't know. I don't think that's actually worth it. All right, that's kind of scary. This one, Oh, it was not cast for Blitz, though. So how much mana we got here? 5, which is going to be a Shatter Skull Smashing for 3, so we can just kill the War Chief if we want. They are going to get a 4/4 if we do that. We could also consider just cracking in with the Raptor. We are going to get that 1/1, and then we've got Priest activation up, perhaps. Interesting. I wonder about casting the Raptor. If we cast the Raptor, we can unattach the Rabbit Battery, and then we could potentially use the Priest. Oh, I needed to play my Swamp first to do that. Whoops. All right. Let's go to combat. Let's crack in. I have my mic in such a position that it's hard for me to see what is in my hand without peeking up over the mic, and I should probably fix that. Here is Tireless Tracker. We might want to kill that in response to the trigger. Let's see. If we sack... maybe not. We can kill it with Shatter Skull Smashing next turn. Play with fire. Smart. Now they can grow the tracker in response. What should we do here? Is the Rampaging Raptor worse than a random card in our deck? Probably not. I think I'm gonna... No, we just have to resolve it. Oh, we could have gone face with it. Okay, got a little caught up. Here's Crucius. That's really good. They also can't really crack the clue. They could crack it right now. Okay, they didn't though. If they go to crack the clue end step, I can kill the tracker in response. Should I make the Raptor bigger? I guess I missed my chance to do that. Okay. Gonna kill that in response to the trigger. So they do get their card back, but they don't get to trade with the Raptor. They are gonna make a 4/4 here. Now the question is, should we discard the Smashing? I think we should. We can get a larger card. Zealous Conscripts is an incredible draw here. That might even kill them depending on how they choose to attack. So Goldspan will hit me for 4 for sure. If we take the Rhino does not have trample. But they are dead if we... Yeah. If they don't have anything else, we should be able to just kill them here. The Conscripts has haste. The Rhino will get haste. No matter how they block, we'll just kill them with bombardment. All right, let's do it. Oh, brutal. Okay. So we can attack with Skitter. That's probably not that good. Let's exile the War Chief, I guess. We'll go no attacks here, and then we will go ahead and draw a 4-drop. I think we have another 5-drop in our deck. Something black. I forget what. Rankle is also very good. Goldspan Dragon does not trigger when you target it with bombardment, which I think is unlikely to become relevant here, but possible. Lotus Cobra is totally fine. That one is easy to kill. Going to take 4 here. And then we will be able to crack in with Rankle, which is good. Rankle will put them to 7, and then an effective 6 if we give them a card. And then we will have lethal with the bombardment. Strangle is also a very good draw here. So what we can do is strangle the Curator. What do they have? Cast this. Move to combat. The Rankle already has haste. I'll take this thing, I guess, whatever. Going to attack with everything, and then before blocks, I will kill the Cobra. And that should be more than enough. They've got something. They're going to block the Skitter. I think that's fine. I am going to have each player lose a life and draw a card, and then I'm just going to try to kill them with bombardment. Target you, sack the battery. Okay, good game. We are now 2-0, on to the next one. A mono red hand, for sure. It does curve 3, 4, 5, 6, which is pretty sweet. It gets off to a slow start, no 1 or 2 drop. However, Urabrask's Forge does scale pretty quickly, and everything else has haste. I'm feeling good about this hand. I'm going to keep it. And we found our 2-drop. Not too shabby. Just got to draw running lands. Sentinel, okay. That doesn't affect our 2, but it does affect our 3. It might be worth the card to get the tempo advantage on the Forge, because getting it down earlier represents a lot of damage over the course of the next several turns. Oh, Bat. Okay, Bat might throw me off my 3. But I can still spend my turn 3 buying Lutri. Unless they're like really scared of Chandra or something. No, they took my 3, which I think is smart. Okay. Well, first let's attack. Makes sense, and we'll buy Lutri. It's a pretty Plains art. I think that's like a Euroland. The pass is a little scary. But I am going to slam the Hellrider and assume that it's going to eat some removal. Maybe not. They probably... okay. They should have done that before combat, because now I get this 2 extra damage here. But I've got a clue from my investigator. What are we going to do with this Conscripts? It's actually pretty bad here. Maybe we want to cast Rakdos instead? Yeah, makes sense to me. I don't know what they have. Maybe I should be worried about it? Cast my 2 and my 3 instead? I'm not that worried about it. Path. So that'll put Chandra out. It's pretty good. Do I want to sack the Investigator to draw a card off of my opponent's deck? I don't think so. If they commit to the board, I can conscript them, and if they don't, I can Chandra them, and I'm happy with both of those outcomes. Timeless Witness is going to get back Path, I guess? Oh, they can get Vanishing Verse with it, but they didn't want that. Okay, so if I Chandra and +2, are they even going to go for it? They could 5 me. And then I can gain some life with Vran and like block a bunch. Or I can wipe their board. I am going to... Now, I guess I should block. They can have a card. That's fine. Okay, they're going to give me the land. I think it's a little odd that they didn't want the Vanishing Verse, knowing that this Chandra was in my hand, but maybe they're just going to try to kill me? I don't know. Nope, they're going for the Chandra. I think that's very good news for me. Ooh, Strangle is a great draw. So I've got 7 total mana. I can Strangle plus Vran plus Priest, maybe? Something like that. Just get a bunch of blockers out. I can pay 2 mana for the Strangle and kill the Sentinel. Or I can go for the Bat. I can Vran plus... Yeah, this is a sacrifice. And this does not say non-token. So killing the Bat and then casting the Forge seems very good. 2 for the Strangle, plus 3 for the Forge, plus the Vran. Yeah. Alright, I'll pay for the Esper Sentinel. Gonna resolve that. I am going to pay with my 1 black mana. That's fine. Gonna cast the Forge. And gonna cast the Vran. Gonna get in for 1, and then I'm going to hit them for 2 more and gain 2 life. And Stonewall the Sentinel. Feeling pretty good about this game at this point. Even if they do commit their entire turn to dealing with the Chandra, I've got the conscripts. And the guaranteed Vran trigger every turn is very good. Not to mention, of course, the 2 damage guaranteed every upkeep for the rest of the game. Okay, there's Meat Hook. So they're going to wipe the board for me. Falconwrath Aristocrat is a great draw. Let's go ahead and put another emblem on them. Get the Aristocrat out pre-combat for that sweet, sweet haste. Head to attackers and slam in for 6. I'm going to pass here. I could crack the Clue or flash in the Lutri, depending. All right. Chandra was enough. Good game. All right, we're 3-0. Let's head into game 4 here. All right, we're on the play. We've got 2 lands to drop and a Perforator Crocodile to cycle. I think that's good enough. If we hit our second red source, we can also use the Seasoned Pyromancer to smooth our hand out a little bit. Looks pretty good to me. Opponent has the sweet April Fool's Day sleeves. Love to see it. Alright, not the second red source, but at least the 3rd land. Opponent is a counterspells deck over there, looks like. Well, let's attack and see what they've got. I'm glad I slipped a 2-drop underneath their counter magic here. I think what I am going to do is Well, we could ram the Urbrask's Forge into their counterspell, or we could spend our turn buying Lutri. Or we could just cycle the Perforator Crocodile. I like the idea of wasting their mana. I just don't know how exactly I want to do it. Let's go with the end step Perforator Crocodile activate blood token, I think. They must have drawn the Consider for turn. Otherwise they would have cast it on my turn. I am going to cycle this thing. We drew Chandra. That card is really good against a counterspells opponent, but we're nowhere near casting it. I think I'm actually going to cycle it away. It feels dumb, but it is what it is. Let's try combat again. Still nothing. Alright, let's test the waters here. Urbrask's Forge. Should have done that pre-combat, I guess. Oh, I don't even get the oil counter if I sequence that wrong. Huh, look at that. I was too worried about trying to fish out a flash blocker. Okay, they've got the Power 9 over there. I've got Rakdos, the Muscle. I could scoot that in under the, under counter magic. Or I could rankle. If I rankle, then I waste a mana here. Maybe that's fine. Okay, let's do it. They have 1 mana something. Could be Swords or Path. I think both those cards are here. I don't know about any kind of Force Spike effects. I've got the 1 mana up anyway. Can't hit it with Stern Scolding, so it's not that. I think it might be removal spell for Blood Tithe Harvester, if anything. Oh, interesting. Subtlety my rankle. Yeah, I'll put that on top. I think that's great news for me. Opponent is all the way down at 10, but they do have an Ancestral Recall in their deck now. A little scary. I'm more than happy to rankle again next turn. They thought for a while before bottoming it. I wonder what that could mean. Oh, interesting. Okay, Time Walk is pretty good. I think my evaluation of Oracle of the Alpha is rising, for sure. Ooh, second Oracle. That's pretty sick. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and slam this again. Pretty happy to discard my Seasoned Pyromancer here. And I think I'm going to have each player sacrifice a creature as well, because I have this nice token that's dying anyway. I am going to discard this, and I'm going to sacrifice my 2/1. Making this game smaller while controlling a Rankle and an Urbrask's Forge, which is an engine all in of itself, is pretty good, I think. Yep. Good game. Undefeated going into game 5 here. Let's keep it rolling. Okay, this hand is a little slow, but we do have interaction early, and then a powerful 5 and 6. I think this hand is not that good, but I don't actually think that it's worse than our average 6. So I'm going to reluctantly keep it. Well, that made it a lot better. That's for sure. I think I've been sleeping on Blood Tithe Harvester a little bit. This card is really powerful. Rabbit Battery. Well, we can just cast the battery and crack in. I think that's fine. The question is, do we want to kill the Scrap Gorger before we pass the turn? I think so. So I'm going to kill it now so we can get the extra damage in. It's kind of like bolting the bird, right? Elvish Mystic is here. Rankle, cannot cast it. Only have the 1 black source. Well, that's okay. What we can do is equip Rabbit Battery. Go to combat. And buy Lutri. I think I want to try Blood Tithe Harvester in my own cube, now that I'm playing with it a little bit. This card feels very satisfying, and quite powerful, honestly. It's a little complicated, and it's weird that you can only activate it as a sorcery, but it gives a really interesting tension point between using that blood token as removal versus using it for card selection. It pays you off for flickering it or anything like that. Okay, I think we should dig for a black source, because if we can... Oh no, Vorinclex has reach. Wow, brutal. I'm honestly not really sure how we're going to beat this card. But I don't think Lutri matters. So I'm going to cycle it away. Okay, there's our Raucous Theater. So I think this is going to look like Surveil, and then probably commit the 2-drop and pass. This looks fine to me, although on the other hand, we can look for our 6th land and try to Chandra them. I'm going to leave this on top. I think our next turn is going to involve Rankle somehow. And we can even give the Skitter haste if need be. I don't know what opponent is going to do here. But getting a clue from our Blood Tithe Harvester, if we end up losing it or something like that, could be something. I'll happily double block the Vorinclex given the chance. It could get me blown out. I don't know. We'll see. Uro. Uro is not going to stick around, but it is going to ramp them and gain them 3 life. I have found that the back of Vorinclex is kind of dangerous and limited, especially if you have cards like Uro in your deck. Sometimes it just kills you when it mills you. Alright, Triome. Uro's gone for now, but probably not for long. They've only got the 2 cards in their graveyard at the moment, but Vorinclex is about to fix that. Incubation Druid for another ramp. And another no attacks with Vorinclex. Alright, I think I'm going to commit Rakdos. And if they flip this, they're down to 15, which is, you know, not nothing. But Rakdos exiles cards from their library as well. We might even be able to attack with the Rakdos, because it is, you know, it trades with the Vorinclex, which is good enough for me. If we draw the land, we can probably attack with Harvester and Rakdos, and if they block Harvester, I can wipe the board. And that would be pretty good. They are up to a lot of mana, but if they spend their entire turn flipping this thing, it also puts them way behind on board. They could put the Uro back on and gain 3 life, but then it immediately dies. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. Yeah, so they do have enough mana to flip the Vorinclex. If they don't flip well, though, they might just die. Okay, here we go. Let's see what 10 cards has to offer. I saw a Verdurous Gearhulk in there. Wolvenwald Oddity, Hulking Raptor. Okay. Some good stuff, but nothing terrifying. Okay, Gearhulk and Oddity. Gonna put those counters. Oh, one on the Incubation Druid is pretty sick. And now they do get to attack with the Oddity if they want. And they can flip it next turn, which is kind of scary. Okay, they're passing it over. They've still got no reach. And I currently have 9 damage in the air. 10 if I equip the Rabbit Battery. 11 if I use the 1 damage from the Rankle. That would put them to 4. I could also Chandra. I think there's a world where I just Chandra pass. If they flip the Oddity, it gives all their stuff +1/+1 and trample, which is a total of 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 trample damage. Next turn they can... Oh yeah, they can distribute all those counters. So that's going to be pretty bad. So wiping the board is not going to work. Attacking them is maybe also not going to work. I wonder if I should try and draw something meaningful off of their deck. I can actually sack the Blood Tithe Harvester without using the Rakdos. Like, just sacrifice it for nothing. Okay, I'm going to do that, because I don't want to tap the Rakdos. I'm just going to target something. Trigger this, target you. I'll hit the top 4 cards of your library. Oh, is it always 2? Oh, equal to its mana value. Okay. I thought it was power. Alright, we're going to play this. And we've got 6 mana to work with here, which is not enough for Rankle plus Lord Skitter. I think it's going to be Rankle, Llanowar Elves, pass, maybe. They're going to flip and put 7 counters. And that's going to be 24 trample damage. I can survive that. I'm going to have to block aggressively. No, they have to tap... No, they don't have to tap any of their mana dorks to flip the Oddity. think I could have found a better line if I had thought longer, but I was running out of time there. If they attack with only those, I can probably tank it down to 2 and maybe just kill them. They've still got the Uro kicking around in there. They do have enough mana to cast the Uro and give it haste. I don't know if they're going to see that. If they spend, 4 mana on the Uro, and then the remaining 7 mana flipping the Oddity, I think that kills me. Most people don't realize that the back of this card gives your creatures haste. Ooh, that's bad. They have 11 cards. Sacrifice another creature. Okay. This is only going to trigger once per turn. I can hit 4 of their cards with Rankle, and then I can hit another 3 of their cards with Lord Skitter. They did not crew the Chariot. Yeah, they don't realize the cats have haste. So, this is 23 trample damage. If I block with Battery, Homicide Investigator, and Llanowar Elves, then I go to 1. And then I sack Rankle, mill them for 4, put them to 7, mill them with Lord Skitter, put them to 3, and I have to also draw something else. I don't know. I'm not really sure if I can win this game at this point. Am I able to 15 them in any way? I've got 10 damage currently on board, so I'm 1 shy of drawing Falconwrath Aristocrat. So I don't know if I should sack the Rankle. I don't think I can deck them. Get another clue. Sacrifice another creature. Activate only once each turn. I cannot sacrifice the Rakdos. And even if I do sacrifice the Rakdos to something else, it doesn't matter. If I sacrifice the Rankle and the... Oh, yeah, okay. Then that's 7 damage. God, this is so complicated. I think I'm supposed to try and kill them with combat damage. But without the Rabbit Battery, that's probably not going to work. Zealous Conscripts. That's enough. Look at that. Zealous Conscripts take your 13/13 and kill you. I did forget that card was in my deck. Not too shabby. That was a close one. Good game. All right, undefeated going into game 6. Let's see if we can get the perfect 7. All right, on the draw this time, we can Verdant Catacombs into a turn 1 Rabbit Battery with this hand. Or we can use it to surveil and try to find our 3rd land, which seems important. Either way, I think it's a keep. Goblin Bombardment. This makes me want to surveil. Mono white aggro. Perhaps we have cracked the code about this format. It is much faster than expected. Definitely leaving that on top. And let's produce a blocker for this 3-1, I think. I expect we will have a better long game than this mono white aggro deck, and I just want to block their thing. Adeline. Okay. But their blocks are bad. That is good news. Adeline, of course, is pretty bad news. But if we make the Crucius this turn, how am I going to use the Crucius here? I could discard Raptor and try to get something more impactful. I could discard Forge because it doesn't block. No attacks, and yeah, let's discard the Forge. I am going to get another 4-drop here. We'll go greater. Where's Ellis? Yeah. Zealous plus Goblin Bombardment might be our path to removing this Adeline at some point. Hellrider, pretty good. Yeah, let's, I think we just Bombardment pass, probably. We could also Bombardment plus buy Lutri, and then discard Lutri. We will still have enough mana next turn for Zealous Conscripts plus Goblin Bombardment. Let's do that. Well, okay, if they remove Crucius, then that's bad. Do we get the treasure anyway? No, we only get a treasure if we discard something. Okay, I'm gonna go no attacks and no discard. Johnny, pretty scary. Gonna resolve that. I am gonna block the adversary. Oh, actually I could block the Adeline and kill the adversary. One blocker. Target this. Sack this. Gonna take 2 here. Gonna go to my turn. Found the land. Conscripts. Take the Adeline. Go to combat. Let's attack with... We can attack with the conscripts as well. That's fine. They're going to block just the 1/1. So I think what I'm going to do here is sack the 1/1 and kill the Ajani after damage. Yeah. Now I can still hit with the Adeline, and then I can sacrifice it. It's possible I was supposed to hold the land there to discard it, and then I could have used the treasure to cast the Zealous Conscripts. Oh, they have red mana in their deck. Okay, that's a little scary. Archangel Elspeth. Yeah? Don't like that. Take 4. And soldier with lifelink, sure. Let's see. We can attack with the raptor and deal some damage to the Elspeth with it. That's pretty good. We can discard the Pyromancer to Crucius. Do we have any 4-drops left in our deck? Rankle, at least. Okay, let's crack in with Raptor for sure. Okay, we'll discard the Pyromancer. We will get a more expensive card. Here's Rankle. I think it's getting to the point where they can't really swing out. Damage, SX damage. Okay. I can fizzle this. And then they don't get anything. No boon because it didn't deal any damage. I'll go ahead and take 2 here. That's fine. They're at 12. They're going to make a 1/1 with lifelink. If I cast a Hellrider and then I attack with everything, they take 3 down to 9, and then I can sacrifice something to kill the 1/1, and I am 1 damage short. No, I'm 2 damage short. Oh, but then I can Goblin Bombardment them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, I can cast both things. I cast the Hellrider. I cast the Aristocrat. I go to combat. I attack with everything at opponent. Yep. Sick. Good game. And here we are in the finals. Hopefully, the last game of the draft. Alright, this hand looks quite good to me. Turn 1, a Surveil, and then we've got the Vran Forge combo, which is pretty powerful. This looks like all the things this deck wants to do. Ocelot Pride, jeez. Alright, well, we do get to kill it. Rabbit Battery. Good enough? I don't know. Maybe we'll bin that one. Yeah, I think so. Turn 2, we're going to have to spend killing the Pride. And then turn 3, we can forge or something. I don't know. They're going to get 1 token out of it. And I also gain 3 life? Is that right? Yeah, look at that. It's kind of cool. They've got nothing, but they do have blue mana. Maybe I'll make the Skitter in case of counter magic. It also blocks better. I wonder what the blue Ocelot Pride deck is supposed to be. Some kind of tempo situation? Get rid of that. Alright, slightly punished there. They don't want to attack, even though my rat can't block. Here's my Vran. I want to lead on the Vran because there's a lot of quenches in this format as far as I've been able to see so far. I am going to attack with the rat and then cast this thing. And here's the harvester. All right. Looking good so far. Nothing on 5. I don't know what's going on over there. I'm gonna go with the Hellrider, I guess. Is there a Smirking Spelljacker in this format? I guess I'd rather them have a Hellrider than a Rampaging Raptor. Solitude, pretty good. Gonna take the Hellrider. I'm still gonna attack with everything, I think. No, I can't attack with this rat here. Maybe I'll just pass and then kill their thing. Yeah, okay, no attacks. Activate this. Target Solitude. Eternal Wanderer. Scary. This makes double striking tokens every turn. So, what do? We Urbrask's Forge? And we just try to drain them? Exile up to 1 target artifact or creature. Yeah, we might lose to this Wanderer. Maybe we're supposed to play the Smashing in case of Chandra. I think so. We might even want to discard the Raptor. We can't really get it through these double strikers. I mean, we can trade with 1 double striker. Okay, there's March. We're really going to have to get this Chandra onto the battlefield. Yeah, that resets my Forge. Unfortunate, but true. Priest and land. Okay, so the rat can't block. If we +2 up to 8, it takes 5 down to 3, and then we can't -3 it to wipe the board. If we wipe the board now, I think we wipe the board now. These aren't elementals, right? No. Okay. Let's go to combat. Let's attack the Eternal Wanderer. Sure. I'm going to wipe the board, and then when they make a double striker, I can +1 and try to block. And hopefully kill them with the emblems here. Oh, well, that's very, very bad. I guess we were bound to lose a game eventually. Going to make my 1/1s. Oh, I guess I can do that at instant speed, can't I? Yeah, I can. Okay, that was a mistake. I can't believe this thing flickers for even longer than Flicker Wisp does. It doesn't come back until my end step. That's wild. This card is very powerful. Lightning Strike can kill the 2/2. I can also flash in this Lutri. Okay. Wow, their deck is nuts. I don't even, like, there's nothing we can do, honestly. We can deal 3 damage to basically nothing. Nothing relevant. We do have haste creatures in our deck, so maybe we can try to bank on something. I really don't know. Hive of the Eye Tyrant is definitely something. Let's head to combat. Deal 2 more damage. Never mind, they have more Wanderers. They have a lot of Wanderers going on over there. Now they have 2 blockers for the Hive, so that's no good. I guess Zealous Conscripts can still kind of get me out of this because I can take a Planeswalker with it. Rip Apart is going to kill my Forge. I can't +1 the Wanderer targeting Chandra. It only hits artifacts and creatures. Gonna take 4 here. Gonna draw a basic land, and I'm dead. Wow. Crazy deck opponent. Good game. All right, well, we got 2 more shots at the 7-win run here. Let's give it another try. Two lands, 2 drop. As well as what has been so far the best card in my deck, Zealous Conscripts. Keep. This is the perfect curve. We can go turn 1 Surveil, turn 2 Hive untapped, turn 3 Haunted Bridge untapped. Okay, we're probably going to lose our Bombardment here if I had to guess. But they might take the Harvester because it's actually a creature that commits to the board. Okay, they went with the Bombardment. I think that was probably correct. I think that card is pretty messed up. Chart a course. That card is a little less scary in this format than it is in Vintage Cube. I don't really know what the Reanimator effects are. They bent Null Drifter. Okay. Maybe they are looking to reanimate somehow. Crucius is a great draw. Gonna leave that on top. And here's my Harvester. All right, there's Smuggler's Copter and Tiny Bones. I think I'm going to kill the Tiny Bones. Or I could play the Crucius. If I kill the Tiny Bones now, and then they try to block, I can kill the Copter as well. Oh, they didn't crew. Okay. I will attack. Oh, they do know about the lightning strike. Okay. Fair enough. Just tap out for grief. Okay, well, I'm gonna kill it in response. And they're gonna take my Crucius, I imagine. It's going to be a little difficult to deal with this Smuggler's Copter, but maybe they won't have a creature for it next turn, if I'm lucky. They get, like... Oh my god. Alright. I'm going to start off with Cycle the Swamp, I think. Shatter Skull Smashing. That might be useful. But we can also bolt it in for the conscript if need be. If they put the Emrakul onto the battlefield somehow, I probably just kill them with it. Oh no, because they get my turn. So I'll lose the conscript, probably. They'll just take some random nothing. Like I think you can hit lands with this. Yeah. Oh no. If they put it onto the battlefield from the graveyard, they don't get the turn. So some kind of reanimator spell here would be actually very good for me. Golos. Okay. They can crew the Copter. Oh, I suppose, once again, they do know about the conscripts, which I am going to forget all the time. Not as used to playing on Arena. Falconwrath Aristocrat is a great draw. I'm going to pretend I don't have the land. See if I can bait them into doing something dumb. It's looking promising. They can activate Golos here. But if they make something too big, I just conscripts it. And if they make something that's not big enough, then I probably still kill them. I think they kind of have to activate. I don't know what's in their hand, but they need to deal with more than one of my permanents. Toxic for 2. Pretty good. Okay. So now they're at 4. I should be able to just kill them with Zealous now. Especially if they crew. Then they're just dead. Okay, let's see. So if I conscript the Golos, they block the conscripts with the Copter. If I attack them with Hive, they can't block. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Hive line. It does have Menace, and there's no way for them to crew the Copter while also blocking. What What should I take? I'm most scared of grief here, I think. I don't want them taking the conscripts. If they make a creature, I can take it and probably kill them. If they don't have a creature, I just kill them with the hive. But they always have the option of activating Golos here. White, blue, black. Yeah, okay. White, black, red, green. Atraxa. Well, that's a crazy draw. Oh my god, they hit subtlety off of it. I might lose this game. What do I have in my deck that can deal face damage? The Bombardment and the Lightning Strike are already gone. Oh, Hellrider does it. That's pretty funny. Vran, also pretty good. But I need a second creature to die with Vran. If I take the Atraxa, they block with the Smuggler's Copter. So that doesn't help. If I... Wow, Vran was so close. I needed to... I don't know. Was there a way I could have done one extra damage there? The Hive is terrible, obviously. The Conscripts takes the Atraxa, but doesn't give it Trample or anything like that. Yeah. So I can Vran and buy Lutri. Tank 7, they go to 8. What a mess. Alright, the Conscripts line is clearly bad, right? So I think it's Vran, buy Lutri, and then pray. Do I top or bottom the Vran if they subtlety it? That's an interesting question. I think I'm gonna bottom it because it doesn't actually do anything here, especially once they go to 8. Wow. Yeah, and now I'm just dead in the air. Crazy. Oh, no, they pitch cast the subtlety. So I'm not totally dead, but I'm dead to any creature. And Intrude on the Mind can make a creature. Well, if they cast Intrude on the Mind, I have to give them all the cards, otherwise I die, which is pretty funny. Interesting. They're going for the 10 because they want the blocker for Atraxa. But if they do it like this, and then I give them all 5 cards, they might still lose because I have 10 damage on them. They must have something else. What they should do is cast the Fact or Fiction now to see if they... Oh, okay. Didn't matter. Alright, good game. Alright, well, this is going to be our last shot at the trophy. Let's see if we can pull it off. I'm on the play, and we've found the first appearance of Bitterblossom. I'm definitely going to keep this. Bitterblossom plus Priest seems really powerful. And well, so does just Bitterblossom. I'm going to leave that on top. It is a land if we need it to be, and the fact that it can also be a spell means that it's probably just correct to draw it, no matter what the rest of our deck looks like. Oh, here is the turn to Bitterblossom. Ledger Shredder is good at blocking Bitterblossom tokens, that's for sure. I'm going to play the Priest now so that we can activate it next turn. Liliana. Okay. The downtick is pretty bad for them, but the uptick... Yeah, okay. I am going to sack the token. And they don't want to attack because then I kill the Lily, which is smart. I've got 4 mana here. So what I could do is kill the Liliana, or I could buy Lutri, which gives me something good to discard if they uptick. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Meat Hook for 2. Pretty good. I am still going to pitch this Lutri. They probably should have attacked with their Shredder first, but I don't know. Haunted Ridge. Pretty good. I can make the Rakdos now. I'm insulated against the Liliana with the Bitterblossom token. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I'm going to do that. And if they spend removal or something on it, then I get to Chandra them next turn. Cryptic Coat is pretty good. And Psychic Frog. So now they get to Connive. I'm hoping they pitch a land here. Whoa, Tenacious Underdog. That's really good. If I can get them to block the Fairy with Ledger Shredder, then I can wipe the board with Chandra, which I think would be very good. Okay, that's fine. I am going to pitch this Homicide Investigator. They pitched Lazav, Wearer of Faces. Perforator Crocodile can put a stab wound on all of these creatures, which I believe gives -2/-2. Yeah. Okay, that's very powerful. I'm actually just going to play that instead of the Chandra. They have nothing to discard to the frog. I get to kill the Lily. Yeah, this is nuts. I also get to block the Underdog. I'm losing life pretty quickly, but I should be able to win the race here, I think. If they spend their whole turn making a new Cryptic Coat, then that's not very good for them. They are losing 2 life a turn. They're about to start losing more life a turn from the Chandra. And in addition to that, I have 2 6/5s. Hostage Taker, pretty good. What's the target? Rakdos. Okay, that is fine. I'm going to wipe the board with Chandra anyway. If I do wipe the board with Chandra and I attack with the Crocodile, then... Oh no, I get the Rakdos back if I do that. So I don't have to worry about the fairies. Okay, so let's attack out. Kill my fairies and... yeah, lose a bunch of life. So now I have 12 damage. Yeah, I'm still winning the race against my Bitterblossom. I still get to block. Yep. Makes sense to me. Unblockable is going to be a little scary. They have 24 cards in deck. I don't think that's the axis that we're playing on here. I'm going to go down to 6. They're going to get me for 3. I could kill the thing and attack them for 12. And then Crucius. That's pretty good. So for X is 2, target this. I'm going to pay the ward. I'm going to attack with everything. And then I'm going to pitch this land to Crucius and draw a spell. Greater mana value, and we got Zealous. That should do it. Zealous Conscript's really coming in clutch. That was my pack 1 pick 1 this draft, and I almost didn't take it. But it has turned out to be one of the best cards in my whole deck. Alright, and we did it with the 7-2. It got a little dicey there at the end. Not gonna lie. But we did get our 6,000 gold and 3 card rewards. This deck was very cool. Flameblade Angel and Cavalier of Night. Alright, I don't play a lot of Arena. Don't have a ton of use for these cards. But cool nonetheless. There's the Gitrog. A card I've died to in Vintage Cube a bunch of times. Alright, can I go... Did I mess up being able to look at the deck again by opening that pack? I think I probably did. Yeah, I did. Okay, that's unfortunate. I wanted to open the deck back up and talk about it a little bit, but now I cannot because I chose to open that pack. I will try to keep that in mind in the future. Let's see, recently played? No? Nobody? Okay, apparently there's no way to go do that. So, sorry about that. But I suppose that means that's all I've got for you. So, we will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.